I got a message today from this person. They're in here. I just wanted to know why you started protesting without trying Scientology first. That's it. Okay. Well, some things you don't need to try to know that they're not good for you. Like you see other people's lives destroyed. There's a lot that I am against as far as that predatorial organization, the cult. It's a cult. Like, respectfully, I really didn't appreciate the threatening manner in which you say you weren't threatening, but I didn't mean to sound threatening. I apologize. Well, thank you for apologizing. Actually, then I can ask you some questions. Respectfully, I would love to know like a real accurate account of how much it has costed. How long have you been in it, and how much has it costed in that time? Doesn't cost as much as people say. Okay. Maybe user 282747382 hasn't gotten so far as to sign the billion-year contract yet. We don't know where they're at. I want to know the perspective from which we're speaking to somebody, right? It really doesn't cost that much. So you keep saying that. It's pretty vague. It's more than 5,000. Okay. Is it more than 10,000? About that, yes, about 10,000. Okay, thank you for being honest. People are saying Scientology attacked Chris, which isn't true, you're saying. Oh, okay. Everyone knows that there's no absolute proof, but we are all suspicious because there's been a string of, like, a series of unfortunate events. And how do you know that they weren't behind it? Because you haven't shared with us how long you've been in this. User said about a year in. So 1 year in, you really don't have all of the information yet. They don't do anything bad. But I don't know, even something as small as these false claims against the people outside, that's pretty bad. They're serious allegations. And it could result in someone losing their life if they don't act well under pressure, and the police come and think that they have a weapon, they don't have a weapon, and they react in a nervous way. And you know how so many people die in America in not just the last decade, but forever. So I disagree with you, even from what I have seen with my own eyes. How would I regret going on the podcast tomorrow? Because that's what you said. So everything that Mindy and Aaron are saying are false. So you say, Mindy, you haven't been a Scientologist, so you can't speak on it. Aaron has, but he's lying about it. Liz has, but she's lying about it, you said in your text, or in your message, your DM. Laura has, but you said she's lying about it. Everyone's lying. Everyone. I can feel Serge's heart that he's truthful in his lived experience. Got kicked or escaped. I feel like if you're not lying, if you really are in Scientology for 1 year, you probably are just a really trusting person who is has fallen victim too. And you're only at the very beginning of this victimhood. I wish I could just reach out to you with my heart and say, don't go any further. Don't give them one more ounce, because it's embarrassing to admit that you've been, lured in, but you haven't lost that much comparatively what you could be losing. Your freedom, your family, everyone who cares about you, anyone who feels different than you, anyone who wants to educate you. You talk to your family every day. Now, because you've only been in it for a year, you're new. This is a slow, gradual, before you know it, it's too late. And I want to just reach out my hand, take my hand, take my hand. It's not too late. Auditing has been great for you. Have they asked you really embarrassing questions and been trying to get more things that you would never want anyone to know? So auditing is auditing no matter what level, how many years. But except you don't know that because you've only had 1 year experience. You can only speak for year one. And I would like to know what you're going through. And when you say auditing is auditing, does that mean that the answer is yes at this point? Are you being asked questions in auditing that are to reveal things that you are guilty over, you feel guilty over, you feel shame about? It sounds like the answer is yes to my question. And if it's not yes, please let me know that the answer is not yes. Right. So I'm going to assume yes then, unless you tell me no. Just because So far, I've given you the opportunity to say no, and you haven't. So yes, they have been digging for, and they are keeping track of all that stuff, and they will threaten to tell those people who you would be horrified. At 1 year in, like, as they're asking you questions, as you're revealing things, keep in mind that it's not therapy. Therapists are required by law, confidential patient therapist confidentiality. These guys don't have that. They're not required to keep your stuff private. So just keep that in mind when you're being asked those questions, and also try to keep it in mind when they keep asking you for money too. Sweet dreams, you user 282-747-382. I really hope that I see you on the other side of this. I'm glad that we had this conversation.